Did you know that one of the most affordable superfoods might already be sitting in my fridge? That's right, it's eggs. Like many others, I used to think of eggs as nothing more than a familiar breakfast item. But it wasn't until I took a closer look that I truly realized the powerful health benefits this tiny food offers, especially for older adults like myself or loved ones in the family. Today, many nutrition experts call eggs one of the most complete foods in the world. Thinking back, how many times have I cracked an egg without ever considering how it might help strengthen bones, boost memory, or even protect my eyesight? And what if I told you that by simply eating eggs the right way and at the right frequency, I could manage, and even prevent, 7 common health issues that older adults often face? In today's video, I'll be diving deeper into the scientifically proven health benefits of eggs, especially for those of us over 60. I'll also talk about when to be cautious with eggs, and how to maximize their nutritional value. If you care about your own health or the well-being of a loved one, this is definitely content you won't want to miss. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm here to help the senior community live healthier, longer, and smarter every single day. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know where you're watching from by leaving a comment below. I'd love to connect with and hear from this amazing community all around the world. Now, let's get started. And before we dive into the main content, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I suggest doing it now. And be sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the health tips I've prepared just for you. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments section below. As I entered old age, I began to pause and reflect more often, not only on the years that have passed, but also on the moments I always want to keep in my heart. The pure laughter of my little grandchild, a familiar melody from distant years, or the warm aroma of a family meal gathered together. Those memories, to me, are truly priceless treasures. However, like many other older adults, I cannot help but carry a quiet worry about memory decline and cognitive abilities, things that seem to creep into life day by day, little by little. That is why I was truly surprised to discover that something as simple as eggs, yes, just an ordinary egg, could make such a significant difference. Eggs are one of the richest natural food sources of choline, a nutrient extremely important for brain health. Choline helps produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter directly involved in memory formation and mood regulation. This means that choline helps my brain cells communicate more effectively, supporting me in processing information, remembering, and maintaining mental clarity, even as my age advances. I was genuinely amazed to learn that just this one nutrient could have such a profound impact. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults with higher choline intake had better cognitive performance and a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. Yet, sadly, most of us, including myself in the past, do not consume enough choline daily, and this problem becomes even more serious as we grow older. Meanwhile, just one egg can provide nearly 30% of the daily choline requirement in a natural, easily absorbed form. It's not a magic pill, but a steady, persistent way to nourish the brain, day by day, breakfast by breakfast. What I cherish even more is that the benefits of eggs are not only physical. Knowing that I am actively taking care of my own brain gives me a sense of control, confidence, dignity, and hope, values I believe everyone needs, especially in the uncertain years of old age. Interestingly, the story of the egg does not stop there. The yolk, which many have feared, actually contains most of the important nutrients. Besides choline, the yolk provides a small but very effective amount of omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins, nutrients that support mental clarity and emotional stability. I feel as if nature has cleverly wrapped a gift for the brain in the humble shell of an egg. So, if you have ever hesitated about whether to include eggs in your daily diet, the answer, from my own experience and from science, is yes. Eggs not only nourish the body but also nurture my soul, helping me preserve memory, clarity, and the most precious loving connections in this life. And I sincerely hope you will continue to join me in exploring how eggs can also support muscle strength, something becoming more important than ever for people my age. At some point in recent years, I began to realize that standing up from a chair was no longer as easy as before. Everything happened more slowly, somewhat heavily, and with less certainty. Things that used to be very simple, like climbing stairs, carrying a few shopping bags, or walking a short distance, now made me think twice, maintain my balance, and be much more careful than before. As someone entering older age, I deeply understand the feeling of disappointment as muscle strength gradually slips away. It's not just about physical matters, but more profoundly, it touches on the sense of independence, confidence, and freedom of movement, things that seem obvious but are incredibly precious. That is why maintaining and protecting muscle mass is not just about preserving health, but also holding on to the lifeline that helps me stay in control of my daily life. One thing that surprised me is that eggs, such a familiar food in my kitchen, play such an important role. Eggs are a complete source of protein, both easy to digest and suitable for an aging body. Each egg provides about 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids that my muscles need to recover and maintain strength. Compared to many other protein-rich foods, eggs are light on the stomach and easy to prepare, a great advantage at this stage of life. I also learned about a condition called sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss, that can begin as early as age 50 and progress silently. It was only when balancing became difficult or unexpected falls happened that I realized how serious the problem had become. But the good news is, according to research, if older adults consume enough protein, especially in the morning, they can maintain muscle strength and mobility significantly better. For me, eggs are a natural, simple, and effective choice to meet that need. I eat eggs every morning, sometimes boiled, sometimes fried or steamed, and I see it not just as a meal but as an act of self-care, a way to protect myself from the decline in mobility that many people at this age fear and avoid talking about. Of course, I also understand that no matter how important muscle strength is, it must all be built on a solid foundation, which is the bones. Without healthy bones, muscles cannot fulfill their role. In the next part, I want to continue exploring how eggs can also help support a silent but extremely important structure, the skeletal system. I realize there is something very quiet yet powerful in keeping my body upright. It's not just about posture, but also how I affirm my presence. But the older I get, the more I find standing firm and maintaining balance to be a significant challenge. My back starts to stoop, my gait is no longer steady as before, and the risk of bone fractures constantly lurks. None of this happens overnight. They are the result of a long process where bones gradually weaken without me even noticing until my body speaks up. For a long time, I have known the role of calcium for bones, and that is absolutely true. But what surprised me is another factor that is just as important, which is vitamin D. This is the key that helps the body absorb and use calcium effectively. And interestingly, I found a very accessible source of vitamin D right in my refrigerator: egg yolks. The older I get, the less vitamin D my body produces from sunlight, while at the same time needing more to keep my bones strong. Without enough vitamin D, calcium, even if consumed adequately, can be wasted. It's like building a house without nails to hold the pieces together. Eggs therefore become an important part of my daily diet. Not only do they provide vitamin D, but they also contain phosphorus and protein, essential components for maintaining bone density and overall strength. I once read that older adults with sufficient levels of vitamin D have a significantly lower risk of fractures, especially hip fractures. And I understand that a light fall for a young person might be no problem. But for me, at this age, it could be the beginning of a long period of hospitalization, recovery, and even losing the ability to live independently. That's why eating eggs every day for me is not just a habit, but a way I proactively take care of my health. I want to keep my flexibility and freedom to move around in the home I love without depending on anyone. Every egg I eat is a small investment in resilience and the ability to keep walking steadily. And what I recently discovered is that the connection between bones and the heart is even deeper than I thought. The heart, the organ that has accompanied me through so many years, is also affected by what I eat every day. Not only that, did you know that that tiny egg not only nourishes my brain but also quietly protects my eyes? The nutrients in egg yolks coming up will surprise you. If you've watched this far and find the information I've shared useful, leave a 1 below so I know we're still on this journey together. Now, let's continue to the next part: protecting the eyes. As I entered middle age, then gradually grew older, I began to notice small but meaningful changes in my eyesight, such as finding it harder to read small print, seeing strange halos around lights at night, or simply needing to hold a photo very close to my face to see it clearly. Moments like these initially seemed insignificant, but over time, they made me feel as if I was slowly drifting away from the world, no longer seeing the sparkling eyes of loved ones, the colors of the sunset, or even the neat lines of handwriting on a letter. And then I wondered, was there something simple that could help me hold on to those pure moments? The surprise was, the answer lay in something very familiar in the kitchen: the egg. I researched and learned that egg yolks contain two wonderful nutrients, lutein and zeaxanthin, substances scientifically proven to protect and improve vision. These two antioxidants concentrate in the retina, especially the macula, the area responsible for our sharp central vision. They play an important role in filtering harmful blue light and reducing oxidative stress, two main factors that cause age-related macular degeneration and cataracts. Another thing that amazed me was that our bodies cannot produce lutein and zeaxanthin on their own. We must absorb them from food, and while there are many sources, eggs provide these nutrients in the most easily absorbed form, even more effectively than leafy greens. For older adults like me, whose digestive and nutrient absorption abilities are not what they used to be, this is extremely important. I once read a study published in the Journal of Nutrition that showed just one egg a day significantly increased blood levels of lutein and zeaxanthin while improving macular pigment density, a key factor in maintaining healthy vision. Another study showed that regularly eating eggs helped reduce the risk of severe age-related macular degeneration by nearly 40%. But for me, the numbers do not tell the whole story. What truly matters is that I can still clearly see my grandchild smile, drive without worry, read without squinting, and above all, feel that I am still living, still connected to the world, through bright, clear eyes. Eggs, that simple and familiar food, have quietly given me a precious gift: the ability to see more clearly, longer, and fully enjoy the everyday beauty of life. But what surprised me most is that eggs don't just help keep eyes healthy. That same egg can also be the key to a strong body and an independent life in old age. In the next part, I will share about an unexpected connection between the egg and the heart, and why it might not be as bad as we once thought. For me, the heart has never been just a biological organ. It is a symbol of life, of love, the driving force behind everything that keeps me moving forward. My heart beats for my family, for the things I am passionate about, for the memories I cherish, and for the dreams I am still pursuing. That is why, when thinking about taking care of my heart in the later years, I don't simply see it as a medical issue, but as an emotional act. It is my way of honoring what is still present in my life. Yet, for a long time, eggs were given a bad reputation, viewed as the enemy of the heart. I had heard and believed that. Like many older adults, I was worried about cholesterol and had crossed eggs off my daily menu following outdated advice. But then I started to research more carefully and realized that science has changed a lot today. It is true that eggs contain dietary cholesterol, but it turns out that this doesn't necessarily mean it directly raises blood cholesterol for most of us. In fact, eggs can even help increase HDL, the good cholesterol that protects the heart from disease risk. What surprised me even more is that inside that small egg are many nutrients good for the heart: vitamin B12, selenium, and choline. These substances can help reduce inflammation, regulate blood pressure, and support blood vessels to work more efficiently. A large study published in the British Medical Journal followed over 400 people and gave a clear conclusion: there is no link between moderate egg consumption and cardiovascular risk. On the contrary, those who ate eggs regularly even showed heart protective benefits. For me, that was a big lesson that nutrition should not be a source of fear, but rather seen with balance and understanding. Especially as I have grown older, I realize I don't need expensive supplements or overly complicated diets. One boiled egg each morning is enough to strengthen the heart that has been with me throughout life's journey, through so many emotions, challenges, and persistence. And so, I brought eggs back to my table, no longer feeling guilty, but with gratitude, because my heart deserves to be energized and cared for with simple yet effective things. But the power is not only in the heart. As age increases, I understand there is another companion that also needs attention: the immune system. And interestingly, eggs once again have something important to say about that aspect. There is one thing I once underestimated, which is the silent power of the immune system, the force that quietly protects me every day without me even realizing it. It helps me avoid colds in winter, unexpected infections, or other invisible threats, all of which could easily attack if my body lacked a strong defense. However, as I began to grow older, I realized that this shield was no longer as strong as before. My body doesn't respond as quickly or as resiliently as it did in youth. Even a mild cold makes me tired and takes longer to recover. That's when I understood. Every meal, every daily choice, especially in old age, becomes more meaningful than ever. And surprisingly, one of the simplest and most effective ways to support my immune system is right there in the kitchen. A small, seemingly simple egg, yet rich in nutritional value. Before, I thought eggs were just a quick snack, but after looking deeper, I discovered that inside that fragile shell lies a whole treasure of nutrients supporting the immune system. Eggs are very rich in vitamin A, which helps maintain the health of the skin and respiratory mucous membranes, the first barrier of my body against bacteria and viruses. Eggs provide selenium, a trace mineral that can boost immune responses, helping my body better recognize and destroy harmful agents. Eggs contain vitamin B12 and high-quality protein, two key factors for producing white blood cells, the main warriors of the immune system. For me, when my taste buds are no longer as sensitive as before, and my portions have decreased, eggs are an option that is both easy to absorb and digest, yet full of nutrients. I can prepare it quickly, eat it gently on my stomach, and still get comprehensive nourishment. What I like most about eggs is not only their nutritional value, but the sense of stability and ease they bring. A soft-boiled egg for breakfast, or a warm omelet for dinner, are small choices that help me stay strong every day. They really help me maintain health during flu season, recover faster from mild illnesses, feel healthier and more energetic. And the wonderful thing is, when my immune system is strengthened, I have a better appetite, feel more joyful, and every day becomes more meaningful. From my experience, I see this leads to an important but often overlooked topic in older adults: weight control. Whether it is avoiding excessive weight gain or maintaining a stable, healthy weight, eggs truly offer more benefits than I once thought. I will share more about this in the next part because I believe that every small change, starting in the kitchen, can make a big difference for our health. As I grow older, I begin to feel more clearly the relationship between myself and my body. Weight, which used to be simply a number on the scale or a matter of appearance, now carries a deeper meaning. I used to not mind if I lost a little weight or gained a few kilos, but then I realized that with age, those small changes could be silent warnings from within. Sometimes unintentional weight loss made me anxious, wondering if my body was trying to tell me something. Conversely, a gradual but steady weight gain put pressure on my joints, made me more easily tired, and even affected my blood pressure, things I had never faced before. For me, the real challenge is not just gaining or losing weight, but finding balance so my body feels healthy, stable, and fully nourished. And surprisingly, the egg, a food so familiar, has become a powerful ally on that journey. Unlike processed foods that only fill me temporarily and leave me hungry again quickly, eggs provide sustainable nutrition with a perfect balance of high-quality protein, healthy fats, and many essential nutrients. I've learned that eggs can help regulate hunger hormones, support metabolism, and provide lasting energy, all packed in a small serving. Studies I've read also show that older adults who start their day with a protein-rich breakfast like eggs tend to eat less throughout the day, not because they are dieting, but because their bodies truly feel satisfied. This feeling of fullness doesn't come only from the stomach, but also spreads to the emotions, helping me eat mindfully and appreciate every meal. For me, someone whose appetite sometimes fades due to changes in taste or medication, eggs are an ideal choice. They are easy to eat, easy to digest, and provide concentrated nutrients in a light portion. But what I truly cherish about eggs is not just their nutritional value. The greatest gift they bring me is the feeling of control over myself. Managing my weight naturally and healthily helps me feel more confident, lighter when moving, when carrying my grandchildren, when climbing a few more steps without needing to stop for breath. It's the feeling that I am still living, still in control of my body, and that is precious. So, whether I'm recovering from an illness or simply want to maintain balance, I believe eggs can be a steadfast companion, not for chasing a perfect ideal, but to help me feel better every day in my own body. And what surprises me most is that eggs don't just bring physical benefits. they also touch a deeper aspect: emotions. What would you think if I told you that a simple food like an egg can help heal the spirit, helping me maintain clarity amid life's unnamed challenges? I once doubted it too, but those simple experiences gave me the answer. And if you're still skeptical, let's keep exploring together, because what comes next may truly surprise you. In a world increasingly chasing complexity, from elaborate diets, expensive supplements, to a myriad of ever-changing health advice, I find it quite poetic that something small and familiar like the egg quietly supports the most essential foundations of my health. No need for noise, nor anything new, just consistency, natural nutritional value, and a bit of the wisdom inherent in nature. I have lived long enough to learn to cherish what truly matters: enduring strength, clarity, a healthy heart, independence, and the ability to keep moving forward. I understand deeply that it is the little things, like a morning walk, a warm word of encouragement, or a simple meal, that create the fullness of life. And now, at this stage of my life, the egg has suddenly become one of those small but precious things. Simple, familiar, yet containing exactly what my body and mind still need. Just one egg can support memory, eyesight, bones, muscles, cardiovascular health, the immune system, and even maintaining stable weight, all things often challenged by time. Each time I eat a piece of egg, I know I am investing simply and wisely in my health and independence. No prescription, no trends, just real food, with real value. But what makes me feel strongest is the choice to care for myself at any age. It's not an effort to hold on to youth, but a respect for the life I've lived, a way to give my body the respect it deserves. Whether I am 65 or 95 years old, I still have stories to tell, love to give, and many meaningful days ahead. A properly nourished body is the companion that helps me do all those things. So next time I crack an egg into the pan, I don't just see a meal. I see a quiet act of strength, a gift from nature, a small way to tell myself, I am still here, I still matter, and I am still taking care of myself. If you resonate with what I share, keep walking alongside me, because many other familiar foods also hold the miraculous power for longevity, energy, and recovery that we sometimes forget. In the next video, I will explore with you another common ingredient in the kitchen, one that science has proven can change how we think about aging. My health journey, and yours, is not over. In many ways, it is just beginning. Let's keep walking together. I share this hoping to inspire you to live more fully and authentically every day. And now, I want to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one takeaway from this video, and how you plan to apply it in your life. Let's support and accompany each other on this meaningful journey. If you find this video helpful, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, just leave 0. I always appreciate every feedback. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep journeying with me. Thank you for listening, and live your life your own way. See you in the next video.